front end I've been working on. It's been done mostly for about a year, I think, but we haven't done anything with it since then. Just give you a run through. I think most of you have probably seen it already, but I'll show it to you again. Just a bit about me first. My name's Gareth, Zag, most people call me. They call me that in real life as well, so it's fine. I used to be the leader of MediaOS, home theatre software, which was originally called MyHTPC, and was pretty much the first home theatre software ever made. Came out of AV forums in America. It's about 15 years old, so I've been involved in this for years and years and years. Mostly as a user, mostly as someone who sits on his couch and watches movies. I've been involved in all the sites, Movie XML originally, but the Poster DB, which turned into the TV DB, the Movie DB, which came from Movie XML, the Audio DB now, and the Cocktail DB. I'm not sure if any of you guys have heard of that one, but it is awesome. I like my bar stuff, so if anyone wants to write an add-on for cocktails,
awesome.
JSON interface for that.
You can integrate it with @Visions.
Yeah, well,
order a drink.
There's all kinds of cool stuff you can do with cocktails.
The poor bar.
Yeah.
So I'll talk about basically what is an add-on front end. I mean, most people have seen app stores or portals, or there's hundreds of them on the internet. Most companies, big corporate companies, have got a central location for third-party add-ons or apps because they want people to use those apps. They want to make money out of them. They want to show those apps to people. So I call it a portal, but you can call it a directory. You can call it an app store. They're all basically the same thing. I'll give you a few examples later of what they look like, and you'll notice the similarities between them all. They're all based around the same kind of template. It's a place for users to explore and interact. Explore, obviously, finding plugins or finding add-ons, and interacting with add-ons. So once you've written an add-on, you may want feedback from the user. You may want to hear some appreciation about your add-on. All these things that software developers like. We should be providing something to help you with that. One of the biggest motivational factors of writing an add-on is when someone says, I'm using it in real life, or I like it. Lots of people write code just for those reasons. It's a place for add-on creators to market their add-ons. So once you've created an add-on as a third party, as someone who probably has no idea about XBMC code, but maybe can write a bit of Python, it's nice to be able to market your add-on to people, to show people that you've done it. A really good example of that is the BBC iPlayer plugin, which is hidden, virtually impossible to find unless you use some Google foo on it. So yeah, it lets people market things basically, and it's a central place to add-on metadata, which means there's just one location for all the metadata. So when it was released, how big it is, tags. You can find it in one place rather than searching on the forum or searching Google or the rest of it. And it's a place to link add-ons. It may seem very simple, but having a web link, a standard web link on the internet to be able to send to people, to email to people, to search for, it's quite useful for developers who might maybe not be involved in a project centrally like us. Why do we need an add-on front end? What's the point in me doing this? I probably have a good idea because with MediaOS everything was based on the add-on front end. Users find it difficult to discover, and we discussed that. A lot of our users will load up XBMC and never use an add-on in their life.
Oh, we have a bit of the wiki page, but
Yeah. I mean, how many people read a wiki when they go to download a bit of software? That's
It's mostly for it's for developers mostly, anyways.
Yeah. Competitors are filling the space. I say competitors. We're not really in competition with people, but obviously everyone's heard of XBMC Hub, Passion Repository. Three or four web front ends that have popped up.
Perhaps we could XBMC talk about it.
and make ours super.
And some of those systems are quite good. Some of them are being used for financial gain for people. Some of them are just written by people who are interested in add-ons. But again, they're sort of scattered all over the place. There are French versions. There's a Portuguese version as well that's popped up recently. So it would be good to have something centrally. Add-on creators are reluctant to upload to the official repository. I know it may seem strange to some people, but if you read, there's a 9-page thread on the forum about various different reasons why people don't upload to GitHub and put it on the official. There's lots of different reasons, but one of those is not having a location to show off their add-on. Add-ons frequently break. Something obviously most people have experienced is loading an add-on and not being able to work because the site's changed, it scrapes or something like that. I've written poor feedback loops there because when you get a feedback loop of people using an add-on and commenting and talking about it, you can fix it very quickly. But when you don't have that kind of feedback loop where you have to look in a forum, where you have to look somewhere else, it becomes quite difficult. Forum threads are hard to find. It's pretty self-explanatory. And the code repos are scattered, so some people use Google Code, some people use GitHub, some people use SourceForge. Over the years, people have used different things. A lot more people are using GitHub these days, so it's much better. And this is one of my things that I'm always passionate about, is standards in terms of add-ons, because if you create a front end that checks for certain things when you upload an add-on, you can check automatically without human interaction. So you can check, does it use the right rules? Has it got the right files in? Has it got a screenshot? Has it got an icon? There should be systems in place to do that rather than someone checking manually, which I think is what's going on.
Yeah, BG has done that partly, but not yet.
You use a script to do it.
Yeah, I don't use it because it doesn't run on Windows, so it's small problem.
It seems silly to me because that small PHP check on that.
Yeah, it was too many work to get it on Windows.
Currently the add-on ecosystem is labour intensive and complicated. I put a question mark there because that's just what I see from the outsider coming in, because obviously I've been dealing with other...
Well, since 2 years it has become way less, because we made it more clear what we want, what we expect. And our wiki page has improved quite a lot, and we're making just clear how we expect it to.
Yeah, especially when you're denying an add-on or approving, it's good to have that up front to the user, rather than them having to go somewhere to read it.
No, we always hear we will look back why, and I fix it within 2 hours mostly.
And this is one, I'm not sure if people agree on this, but we've got an incredibly low amount of add-ons compared to our user base. I think our user base is about 0.8 million or something active users.
No, it's like 2 point something.
3.3 million.
Is that downloads?
It's like 3 is really extending. I think it was like 2 million downloads.
Our metadata update is 3 million. So
Really?
yeah.
There's a hell of a lot of users, but you would
Yeah.
expect tens of thousands of add-ons from that kind of user base if you were an iPhone or Google Apps. With MediaOS we had probably 30,000 users tops, and we had more add-ons than XBMC. Maybe because of the way the software was designed, but there's a lot of potential for more add-ons to be written this year, which we're not seeing. So yeah, just looking at other add-ons or app stores or directories on the internet. Obviously the biggest one's the Apple App Store. Everyone's seen that. Google Play as well. I'll say App Store because it's kind of the same thing at the end of the day. It's a third-party writing software for a platform, and we're a platform, it's XBMC. MediaOS Add-in Directory is one I worked on for many years. It's basically a front-end, an add-on front-end. Steam, if anyone's used Steam, to download games, play games, that's a front-end. Even Microsoft has written one now, eventually. And there's BlackBerry as well, they've got one too. For the next couple of months while they survive. So this is Steam. Just do some screenshots of the various ones. As you can see, let me stand up for this. This is the initial page that you go to, and you've got a featured app or a featured game. You can change that to do what you want. Obviously, because it's a commercial site, you've got prices and deals. But it's all about discoverability. You can find things easily. Things come up maybe that are personalised to you, that are similar to what you're looking for. They've all got a search box, top right-hand corner. They've all got breadcrumbs, so a way to browse between the different add-ons or games or apps. A lot of them have got statistics, so you can see who's downloaded it, when they downloaded it, how many people have downloaded it. And you've got all kinds of different, coming soon, top charts, things like that. And this is the actual details page. So it just shows screenshots of the games. This has got a movie, which is pretty cool to be able to see a movie of an add-on. That might be a nice feature. Lots of screenshots, a description. There's quite interesting links to the community. Links to a forum thread, links to the source code or whatever. And obviously community features, share on Facebook, share on Twitter. So yeah, that's Steam, which is quite a good one, and that's incredibly popular, or has got more and more popular over the years. BlackBerry World, believe it or not, this looks exactly like the site that I designed, and I've never seen it before, so it's pretty much the same design, and I looked at it and I thought, oh, looks quite nice.
You should shoot them.
Yeah, I should actually, yeah. Send them a cease and desist letter. So you've got star ratings, you've got icons for, these are apps, but you can call them add-ons or plugins. You've got charts again, top paid. You've got top grossing, it's a bit more commercial, but it's the same idea. And you've got ways to browse them, you can click on things, you've got your breadcrumbs at the top again. Search box, top right hand corner. So basically the point of this is that most of the sites look the same. They've obviously found a formula that works. The Windows Store, pretty much exactly the same idea. Description, screenshots, star ratings, comments. It's pretty standard. Top right search box again. This is the one I was working on. You've got to bear in mind this is 10, 12 years old, and my web design skills weren't quite as good those days, but you've got browsing of plugins on this side, and you've got the details for the plugins here. So you've got previous releases. So imagine you update an add-on, and then someone says the update doesn't work on their system. They can always go back to version 1 or version 0.9. The beauty of this as well is you can see the progression. So in here we've got state, so it's alpha, beta, stable, so you can see when it was built, who was doing it. One of the nice features we had was a community, does it work, yes or no? So that takes away the email saying this doesn't work. What you can do is look at this and you find 100 people saying it doesn't work, or 10 people saying it does. It helps you know, basically. So it takes away from managing, it basically manages itself, it's a community site. And you've got all the, how many download statistics, you've got the license, you've got the forum profile, you've got the wiki pages. It's all pretty much exactly the same as XBMC. So this is the site I wrote. It's not complicated, it's not hugely technical, it's 3 pages of PHP and a template. You've got your categories here. So you've got, do you know if it's 8 characters? The plugins? Is that one of the add-ons? Which one? For the add-ons, so I just made these up because these are the only ones I found.
Yeah, it's actually programs, and not scripts.
Right. Do we have a games one yet? There's nothing in there.
Round collection browser, that's one.
I didn't see that.
No, it's called program.
Oh, right.
It's program. But for retro play, we couldn't have the games.
So,
yeah.
So Monty, the author of RCB, actually modified the add-on.xml. It is a program add-on. However, if you run it under Retro Player, it'll show up in game add-ons, not program add-ons.
Right. Okay. So yeah, as we get more game add-ons, it would be good to get them in a separate section.
It's a 2-liner code change to add it.
And obviously, you've got to remember, as a user, as someone who doesn't understand how things work, what things do, people want to click on games, or they want to click on programs, they want to click on pictures. They don't care.
They don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, we need to have the same categories as we have in XBMC.
Do you mean when you go in categories, you go to all add-ons, the categories you see there?
Yeah.
Because there isn't many more than 8.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, there's like 20.
Yeah.
But I can make icons for that, no problem at all.
Yeah.
Again,
this saver services, games, subtitles, game information.
the site uses the same theme as the main website, so it all integrates. On the right-hand side, I'll show you a live version in just a minute. On the right-hand side, you've just got the most popular, the most recent, and the most updated. So, it's fresh content every day. And down here, you've got random add-ons, so it's all about discoverability, finding an add-on maybe you haven't seen before. I don't know what the hell this add-on is, but it looks interesting. And this is the details page, so when you go into an add-on, it gives you the wiki link, it gives you a forum discussion link. I've actually got a list of all the add-ons and their forum links.
Which isn't need it anymore.
No?
We integrated this in the add-on system.
Brilliant. Perfect.
So in the add-on .xml, we now include where's the source code, what license do we have, where's the web page, what's the form, what's the email of the author if he wants to share it. It's all, we enforce basically where's your source code, if he doesn't do it by zip, and email is just, if you don't want to share it, fine, I wouldn't want it, so. But at least link to the forum thread, link to the wiki page is easy, that's, and
Because that's what, you know, someone who may have given up on an add-on, it's discontinued or whatever, someone else might want to just click on the source code link. And it might be those 30 seconds clicking on that link that makes them start up, you know, fixing the add-on, rather than spending 10 minutes looking through forum threads or searching forums to find it. So you might find that we get a lot more add-ons with the system implemented. And it tells you how many downloads, you know, we can do loads of statistics. And it tells you the author. So that's basically the site. So just how does it work? Not very technical. It reads the XML file. I think it's simplestats.xml.
which we should change because that's crap.
Yeah, agreed. So it's a bit of a hack, to be honest, to read the XML
Yeah.
file, because we could probably put it into the thing. It updates, it uses a sync page, it just updates. It creates the metadata in a MySQL database, standard database that you can do whatever you want with afterwards. Links to existing icons, screenshots and change logs. We've actually now got a cache, so it doesn't read the icons on the mirrors anymore, it reads them on the website. It's all PHP based, it's very simple.
Does that really matter if it reads the icons off the mirrors?
Yeah, because the icons are quite big there.
Yeah, but isn't it the reason
512.
why we have them on the mirrors?
Yeah, I think it.
Yeah, we have 10 mirrors, so who cares?
It's the same design as the main website. You'll see a lot of other things from me trying to brand the web pages more. It's as simple as possible, so very easy. Anyone can read it. All you guys will be able to understand it.
We're like,
Yeah. If I can understand it, you guys can understand it. Trust me. So the main idea of this is because I don't think we've got add-ons to their full potential for XBMC. So some things to improve that, just my recommendations from coming from another project to this project. There's certain things that I noticed in the last project which made a lot more plugins be available. Simple submission rules is the first one. So make things simple. When someone submits a plugin, an add-on, they should know exactly what the rules are. They should be simple, then it shouldn't be complicated. The documentation should be good, so just a couple of wiki pages on how to write a plugin, how to submit a plugin, which I think we've got already. Standardisation of the process, that's my favourite word. Make it a standard process so that every time you do the same thing, so after a while people will learn. I'll put RIP's credit kudos, that's just to make programmers feel better when they upload something. It's all about getting the reputation and getting the credit they deserve, rather than monetary value or anything. A lot of people just do things because someone wants it or someone says thank you. So having a front end helps that. Things like charts, rewards, blog posts, all kind of stuff that encourages writing plugins. We could do a blog post on the latest plugin, or the latest add-on. Like we called it plugins with MediaOS. Confusing. By rewards, I don't necessarily mean financial rewards or just something like giving them a blog post or giving them team members.
Reject. No, I was kidding.
Yeah. Or maybe giving them a second level on the forum or something like that. It doesn't have to be anything to do with the team. On the documentation side, with MediaOS, years and years ago, we made 2 guides. One was for a game and one was for Hello World. And 95% of all the add-ons were based on those 2 guides, because obviously people can start very quickly from a how-to guide. At the moment we've got a Hello World guide, but we don't have a more advanced guide for a game, or for, I think we've got one for a video scraper.
which is horrible.
Which is not very nice, yes. But my point is that if anyone could write that, you'd be doing a huge service to hundreds of other developers. I know developers don't like writing documentation, but
I know one would be a perfect one.
it's easy to cut and paste code and start messing with it if you can do that.
Those exist for skins, I think, don't they? One of the UK guys.
Foundation, but that's still not an example. Just here's a basic skin and start messing with it.
Because the hardest part,
Yeah.
the hardest part of doing anything to do with an add-on is starting it the first
Yeah.
5 minutes, the first 10 minutes. Once you're in, you can see, even someone like I can understand.
Yeah, we can provide a basic add-on that has the basic functionality with proper comments in it. If you want to do this, you need to add that.
Yeah.
You can make 200 lines, whatever, if you can do it in 10 normally, but with proper commenting.
And what I can do is I can link from the front end to have a button saying developer guide, click this, and you can start. So you even get people who want to use the add-ons starting to make the add-ons. So, the only downside of this is we could start having an explosion of add-ons suddenly, so we have to have the back-end systems ready for that. Things like source code availability, I think we're pretty much sorted on that. Everything's on GitHub. Forum mentors, maybe create a new forum for just people helping out people write add-ons. It's always useful to be able to ask questions.
Yeah, we have the Python section.
Yeah,
There is an add-on development.
yeah, but maybe make that more obvious. You know where it is. Sometimes
Yeah.
people don't even go
Yeah,
to
link
it.
to it from the front.
Yeah, exactly. Step-by-step guide to submission. At the moment, we have quite complicated submission procedure, mailing lists and things.
Mailing lists.
Yeah, emailing. Not a lot of people want to do it that way, but as long as they know how to do it, it's not a problem. But again, that's hidden in the wiki somewhere or on the forum. Most users won't know about that when they start writing an add-on. And all available from one place. So obviously the front end gives you that perfect example. Right, it's nearly there. Just the future, some cool things we can do with it. Mobile version of the site. Lots of people using tablets and phones, so being able to browse that on your phone would be quite cool. Handle multiple pages, that's just a feature I need to write. Automated add-on submission with one click. That's my ultimate aim, is to be able to, for an add-on creator to go up to a website, click upload on their add-on and forget about it. And if there's something wrong, they get an email or they get a notification. They shouldn't really have to do anything other than that. That's really our process. And most of that should be automated anyway. So things like comments and ratings, just to create more of a community on the site. I don't want to take too much away from the forum, but it is nice to have a comment on a plugin directly. We might have to think about that. And ratings, obviously, stars make things look nice. And community features like sharing on Facebook, Twitter. These are the two contentious ones. I came in all guns blazing when I first did this, because I dealt with commercial plugins and I've dealt with donationware before. But obviously it's a bit different. The ideas are a bit different because it's fiercely open source and all the rest of it. But I would say don't discount it straight away. Have a think about it before we ban everything.
I think
We
we now
allow
allow it.
the add-on writers to put up a donation link in the forums already. That's in the rules. So we could make on this front end. I assume the developers will get like their own developer page where they can log in and add stuff.
Yeah, they'll have a little page saying what plugins they've got.
In fact, and our rules say you can link to your own page, which has the PayPal link. We don't say directly.
Yeah. There are lots of
Well, we can
PayPal
change that.
links on the forum, but
No, we had a lot of discussion about it. We don't want to. We say link to your own page, whatever you put there, it's your problem.
You
Well, I
sure?
think having it on the add-on for them would be fine though, because they won't be spamming all over the place. They have one
Yeah.
page.
yeah, the
Yeah,
idea is that you have a standard
I'm pretty sure.
clickable PayPal link on the front end.
It takes away the ambiguity as
Yeah.
to who you're donating to.
Exactly. And
You've
you're
got an
not
add-on,
soliciting-
donate to this add-on author.
And you'll find actually that people say buy me a beer or do this or whatever, but a
Those
£5
assholes trying to
donation
get people
is an
to buy
amazing way of
shirts.
showing your appreciation. We don't have to have anything to do with that
Yeah.
at all. We're not taking any money. It's helping a developer basically. And we found in MediaOS people made hundreds of dollars from it, with a user base of 30,000. So imagine the potential for someone writing something, and that may bring in new people. And then you can go as far as saying commercial, the commercial apps, binary add-ons, whatever you want. That's probably a discussion for another day.
Yeah, we do actually. Our current rule says that you can have a PayPal link
Yep.
in the original post
That's right.
announcing your add-on.
First of all, you need to link to a
So,
page that
Not a
has-
problem.
Yeah. So,
It has
so,
to have a certain.
Ah, this is a-
so one step at a time, basically. But it could happen in the future, and I don't see any reason why it shouldn't, but not quite yet.
Maybe we can get kickback.
So actually releasing it to the public, I mean, I wrote this a year ago, and the only thing that stopped me is working out how to use GitHub at the moment. It's from someone who's never used it, it's quite difficult, so I'll be working that out in the next couple of days. It's ready to go, basically, it just needs a paging function installed, which I've done. I just can't work out how to commit it to GitHub. I've tried a few times and won a few awards. Yeah, what the fuck award. It just needs a bit of security testing. Single sign-on was one thing we had in MediaOS, which was very successful because as a developer, if you'd signed up for our forum, you automatically were signed up for the add-in directory. And that made things a lot easier. So when people said on the forum, how do I upload a plugin? Someone says, click this link and it's done. There's no registering, there's no thinking about it. It's just there. So that's a really good thing that we could do. And it's pretty easy to grab session variables or do it a bit more secure this time. Agreement on direction, that was just the things I was talking about, whether you allow PayPal links, whether you allow commercialization, because those kind of things can be done very easily but can create huge discussions sometimes. So actually agreeing that before you start doing it is good. Disaster recovery backups are something we'll talk about when we do the server admin stuff. It's got 2 or 3 new RSS feeds, which can be used in XBMC, obviously on the front page. So most recently updated plugins, most popular plugins, newest plugins, could all, well, they already have an RSS feed. URL redirection. A cool name, if anyone's got any ideas, not wanting to start off another 2-hour discussion. But yeah, sometimes it's nice to have, I mean, we call it open made for media. So a cool name. At the moment, I've called it Add-on Frontend.
Man, that is a sexy name.
That is.
And then we just make the we've already got a test.
Go well with Jenkins.
DNS change, not a problem. So those are my contact details. In fact, before I do that, I'll just show it to you live.
What did you write? .com? Say, yeah, XBMC.com.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry.
If you're bored, you might want to blur out.
So this is the site. It's obviously the same as the
You
main
might want to blur out
website. You can click
the
on
domain.
whatever. And it
If
basically
you
just
upload to
filters.
YouTube.
Oh,
All it's doing is filtering by keyword.
oh,
We could
it's out of shot.
hide that.
Oh, it's not sure. Oh, good. Okay. Never mind then.
It gives a screenshot if it can't find.
Yeah, we don't
the
want them to know that it's
icon.
hot corn.
One silly thing that I noticed is
I don't know if
add-ons don't
I
have
think it
icons.
might be hosted on his.
Yeah.
Seems like an obvious thing that
No,
we should fix
add-on test
now.
at XBMC.
I know
We
it's.
are forcing that now.
Yeah.
It could be, but yeah.
Yeah, but those are the modules.
Yeah, but
Yeah, this page is outdated because they need to recache.
yeah, this is about so on the right-hand side, you've just got the most recently updated. So these ones were updated the last time we did it. You've got newest, and you've got the most popular. The most popular isn't very useful because obviously it's going to be the same ones forever.
Yeah, we need to filter those out.
Yeah, I can filter them out. Maybe I'll do the most popular this
Yeah,
month.
we already did something, I guess. When we first discussed this.
Was it supposed to include the service add-ons as well?
Which ones?
The service add-ons, because I can't find the bug light add-on, for example. Or is it outdated?
It's very outdated.
Like a couple of
2
years?
months. Oh, probably. Well, we can sync it now.
Well, not all the categories we have are on the page. Some-
Okay. so
Most of
just different
half is missing, so.
okay.
Or we can sync it like this.
Yeah, I mean, this would just be done
Right now.
Yeah, this would just be done.
Yeah,
That's what
Yeah,
yeah, it's just a test. This would be hidden and part of password, but whatever. So it does all the things, it just reads the stats and downloads it down. It's pretty simple script.
Oh, nice.
Just one thing to show you, top uploaders. Again, it's
Add-on scripter
It's
DE.
trying to be
Holy
nice to a
smokes.
developer and saying you're top of the tree this month, or you're the most, the biggest add-on writer. What you'll find is once someone can write one add-on, they can write 50. So, this guy you know, has written 51 add-ons, and they're all pretty much.
It's more like a spammer.
Who's this team XBMC guy?
Yeah, you can click his name and you see the
I
ads
just
he
want
did.
them to show.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's done lots. But as you can see, you only need 2 or 3 people who can write lots of add-ons, and you start getting hundreds of them. And that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
You would have a donation link of 50 pages. Like,
That email address seems wrong.
It is wrong. I can change it. So if anyone's got any questions, feel
Zag
free
has
to
been
ask me.
squatting
Otherwise
XBMC.com this whole time.
Well,
If you need help with Git tomorrow, then
yeah, someone
you
needs to
just
help
sit
me.
down on your computer
Are
and
you
figure
using
it out.
Smart Git now?
I can use whichever one. I've been going around in circles with
You're a
tools.
You're a Windows user, you want to use Smart Git.
What's that?
I've got a Mac now.
Zach,
I can use it.
about the add-ons content, I think what really needs to be available is the page where the developer, like add-on scripter.de, can log in and see
Yeah,
his
I was going to show you
add-ons.
that. So I'll show you the MediaOS login,
Right.
what we had.
Because otherwise it's just like a showcase.
So basically, if you're a developer or an add-on, so you get a flag of your forum username, and this little button arrives, so it's a developer area. If you're an admin, you get lots of other options to delete plugins and things. But adding a plugin is as simple as choosing the file. I mean, there's a test and there's a real one. And basically, you choose it, I don't know, just that, and then you submit. And it goes through 15 different rules to check your add-on before it gets uploaded. So it's single click, one click upload, and this one's failed because it doesn't recognise the zip file.
Obviously we wouldn't have a zip file upload, but
Well, you could have a zip file upload, but you could also have GitHub repo.
Yeah, we use
or have a link like this
Yeah,
to Git.
we
or-
should, exactly.
Because the script we have, we could actually, maybe like if somebody has already successfully uploaded an add-on the first time, which was included, and he wants to do an update, that he could just fill in the form like he's now mailing, and that the script would run automatically for him.
no way in hell that would happen.
Why?
See what happened to XBMC Hub?
Yeah, no. It would go through all the things, but it would still be reviewed.
No, you mean,
Yeah, you review
It's
it
automatically
yeah.
upload.
you're talking
Oh,
about,
it uploads it for
I mean
testing,
automatically check.
for review.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because right now we run the script, like
still human
you've never run it,
intervention.
but if you run the script, it will tell you like there's a lot wrong with this add-on, and you can instantly just reply there's a lot wrong with this add-on. You have to do this.
So it
and
checks
this.
whether it's got a screenshot, checks
Yeah.
whether it's got
Yeah.
an icon.
So it does a lot of
Standard
file
checks
checks.
that you don't need a human to do.
But it also does
Populates all the
line
XML
ending
info.
checks and
Yeah,
stuff
but that's
like that.
already what meetings does.
And the script
Yeah.
so they can use it.
The idea is that it's all automated up until a point where you can look at the source code, you can go as far as you want, and you approve the plugin.
Yeah.
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 That's up to
Cool.
you how far you take that.
Yeah.
The system just checks the standard stuff. At the end of the day, you can approve it without looking at it if you wanted to. But most people want to go and check the source.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want. The system should be available to every team member, XBMC, eventually, to look at. And the idea of that is that if someone leaves or something, someone doesn't know how to do it, the web front end brings all that together. That's how I did.
Nice, thank you.
Great time. All right, guys, put on your